Okay, so this is the Veil Nanostorm Blues 4 out of 5, and we're gonna be transitioning to Cascade. So what that means is with the you guys being consumed by the storm, you can still have your same character because in Cascade, uh, you have the choice of being a glitch, which is somebody who is they take your neurochip and they re-sleeve you essentially like altered carbon style into a new body. So it's an opportunity for you to change to a new playbook, or you can keep the same playbook but you'll be in a different body, etc. Whatever you think is most interesting. If you wanted a new slate, take it. If you want to have the fictional positioning to become like a different playbook but still have your old moves, you can do that as well. Or just make a whole new character like Maria's doing. Whatever you want to do. And um, basically, what I did was take what happened in the first 3 sessions and then just extrapolated what we knew about it some more into what's going to be happening this time. So, and then we'll have 2 sessions of Cascade, and yeah, then the next series will be Cascade as well. And if I get it done in time, we'll transition to the third book as well.
So what, if I can ask, what else is different in Cascade from what we were doing in Veil?
Okay, so there's a new mechanic called flashback, and that is essentially tying into the idea that you are a person who is re-skinned into this body, but they're using your neurochip, which is like an antiquated technology. So parts of your memories are missing, and you'll use flashbacks in order to figure out what that is. And why that's pertinent is beliefs have changed over to questions. So you're asking questions about yourself, people around you, and the setting, and getting XP in the same way as beliefs, except it's to answer these questions specifically. And so if you have one about your past, then you can use flashbacks in order to progress that in the fiction, and you can get rewarded with XP for doing that. Everything else is the same, I believe. New
Cool bean.
playbooks, though. Do you have the playbooks, actually? I gave you guys them, right?
Yeah, I saw the Cascade ones. I'm not sure if I'm going to end up chaining. I'm maybe I might be interested in the which one is it? The denotation, but I also am kind of thinking maybe I would just stick with what I am.
Sure.
And
Either of those are in. Oh, go Alex.
I don't think the old link to the Cascade playbooks works anymore. Can I grab a new one?
Oh, really? Okay.
Sorry, was it Lauren?
Oh, I was saying for me, either of those are very interesting, Shane, since I was thinking about transitioning the apparatus to the aesthetic.
To which one?
The aesthetic, who's all about like self-expression and art and subverting
right.
counterculture.
So interesting.
I think that would be very interesting to see play out with the whole like apparatus empath dynamic into the Cascade, regardless of sort of which direction you take your money.
Yeah. Find the undo. What are other people thinking about doing?
I was thinking of switching to denotation or something else.
Cool.
I'm not sure.
I think my current plan is to go for the telepresence.
If you want a denotation, Shane, I can be something else.
I mean, I'm very much not feeling anything particularly strongly. So if you want to go denotation, totally go for it.
I just have to read the playbooks more. That's the issue.
Is anybody going to be the same character, or are these all different characters?
I might be the same. I'm still trying to decide on that.
I think I was planning on having April being like resweaved into a telepresence.
Okay.
And I was likewise gonna take Q into the aesthetic, since I kind of like I sort of saw it as, since Q didn't get to explore all of their emotions, I thought it would be interesting flashing back to like when they I don't know, at some point did unlock, like maybe that is just a missing memory of this, that they did actually feel happy things. So I think it would be interesting to flash back to happy for a change.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can always use flashbacks to tell more of the story in the Veil, however you see it playing out for your character. Might get some sweet XP off of it.
Yes.
I'm also tempted by the mnemologist.
Nemologist?
Yes, mnemologist. There we go.
Yeah, I like all of the playbooks, obviously, but I like that one.
I think
feel
I'll be
like-
the notation.
I feel like it. Are there references to Strange Days in this playbook?
Yeah, some of the moves are direct quotes, I think.
I mean, the paranoid enough one is definitely a direct quote.
When the Santa Claus of the subconscious.
That's what I kind of thought was as well.
Yeah, that playbook is straight up Ralph Fiennes in that movie. So, except maybe a little bit more flexible because I didn't want to pigeonhole it, but yeah. And you actually have an establishment instead of being kicked out of one a lot.
Yeah, sure. Maybe I'll switch over to that.
Okay, that's cool. I think that'll be interesting then, because what I have in mind will be interesting for that. Because maybe you guys were what I call it is decanted into slacks instead of sleeves. It's slacks, and maybe that happened a little while ago, and basically in this setting, a person who gets put into a new body who has an antiquated neurochip is sort of looked down upon. Like it's even more of a stratification of class because they don't really trust you. Like you're missing your memories, and you know, it's just sort of like like even if you are doing well in society and people find out that you're like what they call a glitch, then they still look down on you even though you're a successful person. So, of course, I think that'll change with everyone's setting when they're playing their own game. But for this one, I think it'll be interesting for our purposes because I'm going to have somebody who I think wants to get at more information from what you guys experienced in the Nanostorm. And it seems like that'll be interesting because you guys have like been like put into new bodies and probably living your lives and maybe keeping that on the DL even.
Right.
Maybe the hacker's trying to find you guys out.
So should I just reuse the sheet that I had previously?
I can make a new one if you want.
Yeah, would you mind doing that for me?
Sure.
Thank you.
Does anyone else need that?
Sure.
Everyone else is doing it.
Okay.
You gotta conform to the mainstream culture, Alex.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. There's that one.
Thank you.
And this one.
I guess we're still the same character names, right?
Yeah, unless you want to be a different person, but it sounds like you just want to change to a new playbook.
Yeah. What just happened there?
Mm-hmm.
So when I open up, let's see here, is this getting bigger? No. I try to open up my character and it just creates this tiny little see-through box that says Shane.
Really? I don't know.
Yeah.
When I click on Shane character sheet, it seems fine.
Do you maybe need to like give me permission or anything like that?
You should have it already. It looks like.
Double click on the transparent box.
Double click on the transparent box?
Yeah,
Ah, thank you.
no problem.
I have no idea why it does that, but okay.
I've never even heard of that, so.
I don't know either, but it does that for me sometimes, so.
All right.
Sometimes you just get a transparent box, you know?
Like
you do.
Like you do. Okay, so I guess I'm transferring. What am I transferring from my old one? I guess am I
Your
transferring
moves.
I keep my moves, okay, and then do my. Go ahead.
Enough time has passed that you could change your stats probably too, but it's up to you.
No, I think I'll probably just keep my stats.
And then, other than that, you would take your like flesh out your character based on the character sheet stuff that you got to fill out.
Yep.
For the store, and that's about it, I think.
Do obligations stick around?
No, I think too much time has passed.
Okay.
And if you guys are changing to new character sheets, maybe. Well, I don't know. Do you guys think that you still would be linked? Because we could just do obligation again with your character once, since everyone has a new sheet.
Okay. Moves. So
And Alex, are you doing okay with the telepresence one? I think that's the most like intricate one of the new ones to fill out.
Yeah, I'm just starting it now. I'll let you know if I come across anything I can't handle.
Okay.
I gave Alex a brief recap of what the telepresence is about.
Okay.
I know everything about Cascade now.
Oh yeah, you've read it a bit.
Yeah. And the telepresence is based on this book. There you go.
And now you know.
If only I'd actually read it.
Well, you don't have to. That might even change how you play it too, so.
And my dog has been banished to the bedroom with me. There's chicken downstairs. She's been whining all night. All right. Right. Nope, that's not what I want. That's what happened.
Obviously, the backers have been playtesting those character sheets if the link doesn't even work. Nobody's mentioned it, I don't think. Or they have, and I'm a bad person.
Well, it could be just that they downloaded it a while ago and didn't they haven't updated it since then.
Yeah.
That would be my bet. Okay, come on. There we go. And moves. Magic.
Oh no, it works from the Kickstarter, so that's good. I just wanted to double check that because it's kind of important.
All right, the store.
I could be wrong, but apart from I'm done mostly with except for the stuff that needs to be. Oh wait, name.
Your name? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, some people were pretty excited that I have suggested names in there now. They were just waiting, I guess.
Oh, weren't there? Oh, did you not have those in the original Veil one? Because I remember you. I mean,
Nope.
the new Veil ones have it though. Is that what it is?
Yeah, well now all of the playbooks have it, but not until I did these playbooks did I add them in there. But now even like the second printing reference sheets have names as well. Also, let me tell you that it is hard to come up with this many eyes and faces and bodies and wares for like 16 characters. I'd be interested to see how whatchamacallit, that the James Isle game with even more
Legacy.
yeah, Legacy. Like they have
Legacy.
20 playbooks, right? So do they have names too? Because how did they do that?
The names are on the what's it called? They're on the actual book, not on the each playbook. So
Oh,
they have suggested names on the physical book, not the yeah.
gotcha.
Not for each individual
They
character.
just have a big set of names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not even that
Clever.
big, I don't think. If I remember correctly, so
Well, people missed it, I think, but the Veil reference sheet also has it, but it's on the MC sheet for when they're coming up with character names on the fly.
yeah.
But that's it. That's the only place.
Alright.
Yeah, and we could always just do obligation because everyone has new playbooks anyway. So I kind of like this idea of you guys kind of like all being glitches possibly. I don't know about Maria, do you want to be a glitch too, or
What are glitches again?
glitches are people that were like put into slacks who are from the older generation, like these guys, like from the Veil, right? With antiquated neurochips. So you have missing memories and you use flashbacks to put those in.
I think maybe like I think this guy would be his own person, but he has memories from Arthur and Rebecca, maybe.
Sure.
Yeah.
Interesting. So he just like downloaded Arthur and Rebecca.
Yeah, somehow.
He just like hacked their neurochip and then like absorbed the memories or something.
Yeah.
Cool. Also, I've been rewatching Continuum, and now it's like I can't get it out of my head that the futurist is the protagonist in Continuum. I'm just like, that's what it is. Which is a good show. If you haven't seen it, you should watch it. It's Canadian too. Haha.
It's a really good show. I need to rewatch it too. I haven't seen it for years.
Yeah, well, it just finished like 2 years ago too. It was 4 seasons.
Oh crap! Then yeah, I think I got to season 2 and
Oh yeah,
stopped watching. So yeah, I've got to catch up.
yeah. There's 2 more seasons. It ended on season 4 in 2015.
All right. And I think I have my jam now too. So
Cool. Is everyone else coming along?
Slowly but surely.
Yeah, just up to gear.
Nice. I actually preferred the green, I think, too, for the character sheets. It's almost like I chose it.
Could you elaborate on the 2 low-grade memory clips?
It's something you detail, but it's basically like if you've seen Strange Days, it's like Ralph finds ones that he always replays or whatever. It's just stuff that you have on you. And
Okay.
then you can detail them, and I think it gives you leverage over somebody else, right?
It says user experience and take advantage on the next roll involving them.
Yeah, so it'd be like a memory in regards to them that you would just happen to have, and then you would use it as leverage on them because you have seen whatever it is.
Gotcha. Interesting. I also need to choose my other move.
Yeah, I think in the next version it is clarified to NPCs as well, but yeah. It's almost the finalized versions.
I think there's actually a telepresence move where it says you can ask one of the following questions, and then there's no questions.
Really? Where?
It's called Faces and Windows, like halfway down.
Oh yeah. Let me check the book. Unless Laura knows it off the top of her head what the move is.
I'm ashamed that I don't.
I don't think you should be ashamed of that. Since I wrote it and I don't remember, so.
Your books are big, dude. I'm not surprised you don't remember stuff.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, why not? Nope.
see. Oh, you're gonna like this move. It's really good. Let me
Is it?
add it.
Oh, okay.
Let me just load up InDesign real quick, and I'll just make another copy. Okay. Mm-hmm. There we go. I'm gonna replace that file with this one, and we'll see if it works.
I'm still keeping my camouflage. I'm still the creeper.
Okay. Sounds good.
Gonna keep all the same.
All right. If you go back in, how does that look for you?
The link just doesn't work anymore.
Yeah. Figures. Okay.
Too easy.
Yeah. Here you go. There we go. Now the Kickstarter people can't do it. Managed to. Oh well. Next update, they'll get some working ones. Okay, so it works now, Alex? Yeah, good. Okay.
All good.
Where was that link?
Do you need help with the pneumologist?
I wanted to tell you about some typos.
Okay. Well, I wouldn't worry about that. It hasn't been proofed yet.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Double surreptitious face, and also a space after a T. Whereas it was T space HEY instead of they.
yeah, there'll be a lot of stuff. I wouldn't dwell on it.
No worries. I just wanted to check and see. Surreptitious. I don't even know what a surreptitious face would look like.
That's why.
What does that even mean?
Exactly. You have to define it yourself. That's why it's your favorite. Don't lie. Just like if you pick malware, what does that mean, right?
Yeah. Freeware.
Yeah. Your clothes are buggy. Yeah, the playbook's being updated is the last thing I do because it needs to reflect the text of the book first. So this is just the bare bones for playtesting.
How much playtesting did Vale get before?
Oh, a lot. I playtested that like I think for 4 months at least of it, I playtested it 3 to 6 times a week. Different
Wow.
groups. Sometimes twice a day.
How?
And all a wide range of people from trad to trindle to indie.
Wow.
And it was all from Roll20 forms for the most part, so it was pretty interesting.
The quality was kind of up and down.
Yeah, it varied. But they were very patient as well because I was like, it would be the next day or whatever, and all this other stuff would have changed, right? And they just got used to playing a certain way, so they were also, you know, I think frustration was fine in that situation. But yeah, I play tested it quite a lot, even though it was even though it's PBTA, it drifts quite a bit, so it needed quite a bit of testing, and the emotion system went through a lot of iterations. Is everyone good?
I'm getting there.
Alex?
Have to look and pick a move to go.
Who? Will you have malware? I definitely had to do some digging on the wares. I was like on fashion blogs and stuff. So some of these things are actually real, even though they sound fake. Like Chi wear is a real thing.
What is it though?
I don't know.
What on earth does you and me?
I'm counting on people who know fashion to know what it is, right? It is whatever you want it to be. Chi wears attempting stylish elegance, but achieving only an over-elaborate pretentiousness. And on the side, it is apparently also... Oh, it's Chi from Dragon Ball Z, so never mind. They're not connected.
Let's see here.
I was gonna say Chi doesn't seem pretentious, but we're like the opposite. Lauren, you doing okay?
I think I'm good. I even found a picture and stuff.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Maria, it seems like she was dead a while ago.
I was done a while ago.
Yeah. Well, we could, for those two people then, why don't we have, Maria, do you want to introduce your character? And then Lauren, and then we'll
Oh
go
wow.
from there.
My hacker alias is Miracle Tentacle.
Nice.
Going with the tendril thing we have from last session. I sell info, so I'm a knowledge broker, but I'm also a hacker that my iconography is uh, it brings it my I just use my iconography to inspire hope as opposed to the rest of the party's intentions last time. So gatekeepers, they they do bad things via propaganda, surveillance, and laws. And my implement is stickers.
Stickers.
Because
Nice.
stickers.
I think everyone has picked stickers that I've played with so far.
Oh wow.
I would not
Stickers
have.
are fun.
I would not have picked stickers.
Stickers are fun though.
Yeah. Usually, well, I don't know. Actually, maybe like half the time they're stickers where it's sort of like is the thing that enables them to do their minority report thing. Like it is like a sticker with an interface on it, and they stick it on something, and then they intuit
Oh,
what they're doing and stuff. And then the other half, it's like a
you stick
code
it
that's
in there.
already written. Yeah, they just like throw it on something, and it does what it's programmed to do or whatever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think my character does the latter thing. Just stick something in there. Or maybe
Yeah.
the stickers have some mini tendrils that fuck with the code that's in there. Yes. Yeah. Something like that.
Awesome. And what is your implement?
Stickers.
Like,
Oh.
is it just one sticker though?
Oh, it's several stickers. I guess it's just I
Like,
make
is
the
it
stickers.
A pack of stickers.
A
A pack
them?
of stickers.
Like you just like make them all the time or whatever for different purposes, and then just
Yeah.
throw them on stuff.
Yeah.
Cool. And are they like are they a physical thing, or are they like hollow stickers or whatever?
What do you mean by hollow?
Like, are they only seen in the veil?
No, they're actual stickers.
Cool. Sounds good.
Yes.
Are they
And
scratch
no,
and
they're
sniff?
not
Yeah.
scratch and sniff.
Yeah,
That would be
You saw it
horrifying.
coming.
Yeah, 2.0, that will be the goal, right? Obviously.
Scratch and sniff stickers. Yes.
And any cybernetics?
I have no idea, so I'll
Just
leave that blank for now.
cool. Sounds good. And yeah, cool. Oh yeah, for questions for people. So questions, kind of, I tried to root it in the same sort of thing as the beliefs. So you can have one about your what is currently going on, or a philosophical thing that you think will come up quite often. A question about somebody else, and then the third one actually is to inject a little bit of fiction. So it's to say that you want to find out more about X in the setting, and by doing so, if it doesn't already exist, you're creating it. So you could say like, there is like a radical evangelical group or whatever that hates glitches, and I want to know why, you know, they don't like us or whatever, or I want to know how I could destabilize them or whatever. And by making that question, now there is that group and we will explore it. That kind of thing. So it's to get player facing players to inject some fiction that they want to see into the game and fly some more fictional flags, essentially. And Lauren, do you want to go?
Yeah, I'm a bit worried that what I am about to say sounds like I came up with it in a fever dream, so you'll have to bear with me.
I'm pro
but-
fever dream.
So, Q the aesthetic, I think, was decanted into a Slack from Q the apparatus. So they have like all the apparatus moves, which will be interesting. Slash not relevant anymore. But what I want to take through from Q the apparatus is some of that purpose around like to end suffering, and beliefs around that. But like Maria flipping it into a more progressive, subversive act than like sort of destroying things. And that I envision doing through art. Q the aesthetic, I picture being much more neon and colorful and stuff than Q the apparatus. Their look is this is where it gets fever dreamy. Knitted like cyber knitwear that they make themselves. So they wear a lot of like baggy jumpers and things like that. Most of the colors represent their own feelings, since I like to think they knit their feelings into their art and stuff. And the way they try and subvert things with their art is like, I went with like, you know, like the phenomena of like yarn knot bombs, where people knit things and then like leave yarned creations around the place is like an act of subversion. But I think in this case, it's much like your typical cyberpunky graffiti art, except instead of spray cans, it's like through knitting needles. So she has like, I think, rather than like a like spray paint on her hip, it's like balls of yarn that then she can knit into creations to leave like in the veil, I guess, or wherever she ends up leaving them. And I think her gem is also this is a real long ramble, I'm sorry. Is creating like custom, unique knitwear for your cybernetics and stuff, which I think she wears on her scarred cybernetic leg. So one of her legs is like neon pretty knitwear kind of stuff. So that's kind of my ramble on Q the aesthetic.
What did you call it again? Cyber yarnwear?
Yeah.
I added it to the aesthetic playbook so that people will be able to choose that from now on.
Neat.
Other one where people will be like, what does that even mean? Fraser was
So those are the thoughts I've had for Q the aesthetic.
And yeah, is that everything on the playbook? Yeah, it seems so. Do you guys want to do obligation again, or do you want to keep your obligation since it might still apply since you're people, the same people, but time has passed, right? Do you think that your characters would still feel that with one another, or do you think?
I think Miracle Tentacle thinks it's his own person, or at least so. No, I think he would want to make
Good
new
old-
obligations.
Good old MT. Well, so here's the thing too. Do you guys want to know each other at all in Cascade? Because I could quickly like throw it together. I kind of like the idea of you guys kind of being like replicants being hunted, actually, because you're like not in like a Blade Runner-y thing where like the law is coming after you, but I could certainly see how like some people who don't like glitches want to take you out, and you're all like miscreants and hiding from society in your own way, or just trying to make your way without causing waves and stuff. Whereas you're in your past lives, you were like these firecracker, rebellious, militant people.
Now we're just super subversive.
Yeah, subversive, and maybe even just like yeah, well, it's up to you how it goes. But if you think that you don't know each other, that could be the thing that ties you together, right? Is that you're all, number one, you're all being oppressed in the same way that you're all glitches, and two, you could be being hunted as well.
And could we have all three?
Like, oh, sure, yeah. If you want to know each other and all be hunted, that is cool too. Like, yeah, that could be neat too. Like maybe it's been a year or two or something like that since you all were decanted and you're just trying to like live your lives, but you still stay in touch with each other or whatever because, you know, you went through some shit.
Would we have been able to find each other?
But I think it's whatever's interesting to you guys. If you guys want to be still in some form of a group and doing this a similar jam, then that's cool. If you want to be people who are only tied together by this plot thread of you being hunted, I think it would be easy for you to get together that way as well, right? So
one other thing in theory is my jam, possibly. In that maybe somehow these people kind of slowly but surely kind of like gave their memories to me, and I ended up realizing that they were these people who I used to like run with or something.
yeah, that's true. Maybe you got a hold of their memories and you're the thing that binds them together, and that they don't know that.
Or I could have
Yeah.
told them.
Or you could have told them. Yeah, it's really whatever people want, I think. Yeah.
I don't know, what do other people think?
I am pretty down to have given most of my memories to Imani.
I'm fine with
I
that.
like the idea of like my character trying to like figure out who they were, like try and go back into their past. So having not many memories works with me.
And you gave up that tentacle life, right?
Rest in peace, Spider Throat. You'll be missed.
Not really, because I have my tentacle stickers, so.
Directly inspired by Abril.
I think that's neat, Shane. I think there's a lot of interesting implications for like Q as well, since I feel like Q's missing a lot of memories between now and when they were the apparatus for sure.
Cool.
But so timeline wise, the idea, if I remember correctly, is that it's 30 years later. We've been decanted like a year ago or so. So basically, the memories that are missing are the ones from before 30 years ago. We know nothing about what happened in the last 30 years.
Well, you guys
piece together.
Yeah, you can fill that in as you like with the flashbacks, but as for what memories you have specifically, it would probably depend on if the people playing want to actually have like flashbacks of after the nanostorm, or it is when they died, right? And then that can be their own reveal, right, for their character arc or whatever.
Well, so the idea is, I guess the part that I'm tripping over is just the timeline. In that, how did we get did we get put into a new body after the nanostorm
Yeah,
30 years after or sometime before?
it would be up to you guys. So you could have it where your your character died in the nanostorm, and then someone found your antiquated neurochips, and they like put you back into society, having died from like an egregious death or whatever, or they just wanted to debrief you and find out what happened in that place or whatever. But I think that would be an individual character decision as to what they find interesting. Like if you wanted to be uh, the same character who didn't die in the nanostorm, and you're revealing with a flashback how you made it out, and it's just 30 years later and you're an older version of you, that's fine with me too. It's just a thing that's on the table for you to have done, basically. But I'm assuming since everybody took new playbooks, and I think everybody said that they're in a new body at least, that probably everybody did die. And then as to how they got decanted and stuff like that, I think that can be something that people can reveal. It would be a really easy XP grind to have one of your questions as like, how did I end up here or whatever, and then you just continually grind against it with flashbacks and say, like, reveal whatever it is that you like about that story as you go.
Right. That sounds good.
And then you can, like, for your character, you could even say like I have a memory of yours, what is it, that kind of thing. I think it makes sense if you're all glitches that you would have gone to a place to try to get back some memory or get lost in others or whatever. Seems like a good common thread. And Miracle Tentacle, I guess, I don't know, like you're into other people's memories, obviously. So I don't know.
And my jam is in knowledge broker. I sell info, so yeah, I would probably go to Imani's place like often enough.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you guys want to do obligation and anew with your
Yeah.
characters?
I'm interested in
And
doing
then
new obligations.
okay, and then just choose whatever ones you feel are relevant to what your character concept is right now. So, and if you guys will have either Alex or Shane introduce their character and then start
Oh
with
yeah.
obligation, I guess.
I can go. So let's see here. Imani the Nomologist, there we go. Now has an androgynous look, still with the vintage wear. Has a scarred face, specifically has kind of small, like, Xing scars along her cheeks. Jarring eyes, a compelling body in that, for some odd reason, when you are near them, you want to get closer to them. And now they are South Asian. I run the store, and the store is where to go? Right. It is a wine bar, and like, and it is. Let's see here. It is intimate, curated, and unusual. I think unusual because everything is kind of vintagey. And I have a few regulars, which are someone named Montoya, who might sell me out to the authorities, Zeno, who protects the store with their life, and there are secret ways in and out of the store only I know, and the store is invitation only. Is it secrecy, passwords, etc. And I'm not entirely sure how I want to work that quite yet, so I will figure that out. Let's see here. Where else?
is how you. Well, I guess you could think about it when we come to you in the fiction. You can describe how the place looks, but I'm interested in finding out if like how the memories are played are also rooted in some sort of nostalgic playback thing, like on a gramophone or something. It projects like the image of memory or something.
Interesting. I'm gonna have to think on that.
All you carry is that old LP vinyl, memory vinyl.
Let's see here. What else should I mention?
Let's see. Cybernetics.
Same as previous, which is the thing in my chest, which is camouflage and which I'm addicted to. My ears have. Oh, I'm going to change this. I'm going to change. So I'm going to have work with my look. I have ears which are amplification, dermalinked, recording, and twitchy. And my eyes have magnification, heads-up display, thermographic, and scarred.
Cool.
And what else?
I think that's it.
Okay.
And then we can do. Let's go to Abril so everybody knows what the character concept is, and then Abril, you start with your obligation, and we'll go like that.
Sweet ass. So, I am playing April, the telepresence. Femme utilitarian wear, with a telling face and effectual eyes. Still a rough body and Caucasian. Just imagining like old April with like all the scars and like the biker outfit, but like slightly softer, like more human than she was previously. Her beat is politics, namely the motivations behind Section 9, or whatever we ended up calling our old team. I think I never got a name. April is wired with a stream suppressor for imagination, so can like freely add things into the overlay that people in the stream will see. April is slotted so that she still can't get cybernetics, which I imagine is like the ghost of old April being like, no, you can't. Like the body for some reason rejects any like new additions to it. And I think that's about it. Got a cool butterfly knife. That is very important.
Cool. Okay, let's see. Wired slide. Nice. Cool, yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, I like, so it kind of like implies that your body not accepting the cybernetics is like a psychological thing even too.
Yeah. Oh, there's one other thing I forgot to mention, which is like the entire character concept I had.
Okay.
Which is, I figured like the reason April was brought back as a telepresence is because she was like a soldier in her previous life.
Mm-hmm.
And so some rich people got together to make like a new and improved video game of April's life, of like Call of Fighting 3047, where it's like you can be the soldier in the video game.
Yeah.
And so like whenever April's fighting, there'd be like QTEs on the screen. People watching have to press.
Nice. Okay, so it's like Call of Duty with director commentary, except it's the person's life.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. Interesting. Okay, and do you have any obligation questions you want to ask that is applicable?
Oh, yes. I should have a look at those. If you've stopped a story going out that would have ended with them being harmed emotionally or physically, you have one obligation on them. I guess, like, it would be most applicable to anyone who has some deep secrets with Section 9.
Yeah, it could be, or it could even be like if someone is intending to have a life on the DL, and you like got up this dirt on them, and you know that they're a glitch or whatever, but then you didn't
Oh, right.
have the story gone, or what, or somebody else like that you know that was gonna run the story and you squashed it or something like that.
Anyone down to have some dark secrets?
Well, I feel like the store is probably not kosher, and
Oh,
so
right.
maybe someone was going to write about it or something, and you either you quashed it or something along those lines.
I like it.
Oh, I was gonna say yes, I'm a hacker, and that's already illegal, but whatever.
We're all very illegal.
Wait for the next one, I think.
Yeah.
What's the next one?
The next one. If someone helped cover up a part of your past that would have otherwise made you unable to be a telepresence, they have one obligation on you.
Okay, I can take that one. I literally covered it up with a sticker.
And the last one.
And then finally, if you have cabled with someone and they learned a secret about you which they keep from you for your benefit, they have one obligation on you. What is cabling referred to?
It's whatever you want it to be.
Nice.
Yeah, but it's in my head it's like picturing like Ghost in the Shell with like people putting the cables into the back of their neck and somebody else, and it would be like a kind of way like an intimacy, right? Like a thing that you would only share with certain people because you're hardwired into one another, that kind of thing.
Can you repeat the wording again, please? I guess I can look at. I got the sheet. I'm not. I can read.
I think it was cabled. You mean?
Yeah, if you have cabled with someone and they learned a secret about you, which they keep from you for your benefit, they have one obligation on you. So
Right.
a secret that Abril potentially doesn't know about that you do.
I mean, I'm probably an easy one for that, but
yeah.
I don't know if we want to do that or not.
All the cabling at the store.
Yeah, I'm down for it.
Okay.
Yeah, go for gold.
All right. So I have one on Avril.
And you know that the store is just referred to as such for your moves, right? You can name it whatever you want.
Yep. I will.
Okay, cool.
It may not even have a name.
Yeah. There is no name.
Yes. No name.
Yeah, it's like when Chandler changes his name. I have no name. Yeah. Okay. So Q. Obligation it up.
Also, let's see. If you used your art to help someone articulate something important to them that they otherwise could never have, you have one obligation on them. You want some knitted feelings.
Did you design the stickers?
Or at least help
Yeah.
with designing the stickers.
I like that a lot, for sure. I think
Yeah.
that works well with my medium, which is cyber knitwear.
Cyber knitwear that just tendrils around because, yes,
Awesome.
sticky
Cool.
knits.
Cool. I have one obligation on
Miracle tentacle.
Miracle Tentacle.
Oh, good old MT. I also have, if you needed someone's help in order to perform your art at a crucial time, they have one obligation on you. Which, if I can offer something, I could see this either being the telepresence or the nomologist, partially because I think that the knitting is very tied to a feeling, and when you're an artist, you need inspiration. And so I could see
the aesthetic relying upon the memories of the nomologist for getting that inspiration. But then likewise, yeah, I could see the telepresence being useful for helping perhaps like broadcast my art at a crucial time that I needed to get across whatever messaging that I am trying to get across.
I think either one of those works. Does the next question make sense for one over the other?
Let's see. The next one is, if you shared your art with another for the purposes of sharing a secret pain you both have, you have one obligation on each other. So maybe the latter makes sense for the nomologist, since the nomologist feels really sad as a playbook.
Yeah, that works. So then why don't you have the...
Yes. So I needed Abril's help in order to perform my art at a crucial time. And then I shared my art with Imani for the purposes of sharing a secret pain we both have. Which I think it also makes sense, because Q and Imani have a lot of pain, like mutual pain going back to the veil.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All the pain.
Cool.
Okay, and MT or Empirical Tentacle.
Okay, empties. If you have used your implement in order to change the physical appearance of someone in order to protect them when they needed it most, expecting nothing in return, you have one obligation on them. Either the nemologist or the telepresence, I think. I think the nemologist.
Okay,
That's
that
fine.
works. You have one on me.
You got stickered, son.
I got stickered, son.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, someone tried to ID you and they're like, what is all these tentacles?
Alias. If someone learned of your hacker alias and told no one, they have one obligation on you. If no one else makes sense, I would also give that to Imani.
I think if I helped you with your decals, that also makes sense for the aesthetic.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the aesthetic works then. Yeah.
Oh no.
You have one obligation on me.
Australians say Deckel's wrong too. I never do.
I'm offended.
Alright, you have one obligation on me. And iconography. If you have told someone a secret in regards to the iconography of your implement that could get you into trouble with the authorities and they kept that secret still, they have one obligation on me.
What is the secret? Is it that it's rooted in that past militant group?
Yeah.
That makes sense, I think.
So I'm guessing... Well, Q already knew about it, I think, so that it would also go to her?
Well, it could be somebody else too.
Or it could... I mean, I'm thinking April because she's specifically
Tentacles.
into that type of thing as well.
Yeah.
I'm into the tentacles. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's it's hashtag tentacle worship.
Yes. Yes. Okay, well, you have one obligation on me.
Nice.
And Imani.
All right.
I like the empathetic pneumologist.
All right. If someone allowed you to take one of their memories because you were in a bad spot and needed the cred, they have one obligation on you. How about I read through all of them and then we can kind of like figure that out from there. If someone asks you to remove a memory from them they no longer wanted or couldn't bear, and you did so, you have one obligation on them. And if you experienced a memory with someone else specifically in order to help them and for no reward, you have one obligation on them.
I could see Avril as the one who removed the memory.
Yes,
I
removed,
I removed something from them?
Yeah,
that I couldn't bear.
Yeah, because you were like all about getting rid of those memories, right?
Yeah. And there's the whole like Imani, there's a secret about me that I don't know. Removing cables.
Yeah, that works. So I will have another one on April. Okay. Then I either took someone's memory or experienced a memory with someone else specifically in order to help them.
I could see the knitter needing some money.
Definitely. My Etsy store is like, not the best source of income around the place.
All right.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. No, the thing is though, I needed the money.
Oh, you needed the money. Oh,
Oh, yeah.
I took theirs and I'm assuming sold it in order to get money. And then, as opposed to experiencing a memory with someone else specifically in order to help them.
I take the first being Q, just 'cause I feel like Q's story is going to be a bit about getting back those memories. So I think it's kind of interesting if, like, you're like, I'm sorry, I sold it. I'm like, what?
Okay.
So
you have you have an obligation on me. And then
I kind of like this one with MT because you have the memories of the person that you worship, and you would be able to get a first-hand
yeah.
account from Imani on that, right? Like, if you wanted more insight on that character, it might, like, especially the last moments leading up to their death or whatever, as experienced by Imani instead of the person. I don't know.
that
I
work for
get a
you?
lot.
So that's
With
on Miracle
Sorry.
wait, it
Tentacle?
would be on Miracle Tentacle, but it's up to Maria.
Wait, so repeat that. What would the consequence be?
Well, you both have obligation on each other.
Nope.
Yeah,
I have
aren't you?
obligation on Imani right now.
Right. So then the idea here is if you experienced a memory with someone else specifically in order to help them and for no reward, you have one obligation on them. So I'd have one
Oh,
on
That's
you.
fine. That's
Okay.
fine.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. So
Great.
then you would be able to have seen the events from Imani's eyes, which I think is interesting because Imani was like about to take you out, basically, right?
Oh yeah,
So
it's true.
yeah. I remember getting punched in the face. It sucked. Okay, well, let's take 5 and then come back for a break here. So at 20, let's come back. Is that
Cool.
good?
Works for me.
What's the plan for the rest of the session?
I'm gonna have some shit happen. What do you mean?
I mean, do we just go to questions now, or keep talking about characters, or do we go straight to the action? Or
Yeah, we can do questions if people have some in mind, especially since
Okay.
it's player facing with some stuff that you might want answered between the Veil and the Now or in this setting. We
okay,
can do that.
all right.
Miracle Tentacles, good name by the way.
Oh, thank you.
I'm glad that through line carried over. The tentacles.
Shane, you there?
Are you enjoying your better internet, Lauren?
Oh yeah, I might weep at some point. The only downside is if the internet does crap out, it means it craps out for both me and Alex. And we had that in, I think, one of Tom's Moto games. Like Alex froze, and then he turned to me to be like, "Okay, Lauren, what do you do?" And I was like, "Nah, that's not gonna work." So no, it's amazing.
Well, maybe one computer's network module is better.
Good view too. Like you guys can't see it, but it's like behind you is like this view of the whole harbor.
Nice. Behind you guys, well, to the side of you guys is snow falling.
Oh wow.
On the duplex beside me. It's beautiful.
It's like people jet skiing, and it's like a very light northerly. Couple of clouds, breezy 20 degrees.
Bullshit.
It's not even windy enough for kite surfing, which is like a
Oh yeah,
1 in a million day in Wellington.
Yeah, usually Wellington is windy.
Whatever. This is bull crap. All right, so now that everyone's back, let's do your questions. So, while you're thinking some up, remember the same principles as the other beliefs, except one can be something that you want to inject in the setting to explore more of. One can be obviously about your past that you can unfurl, and then one is sort of just like a philosophical thing or how you want to approach an objective or something that you need from the objective to find out, etc. But some exposition-y things is after you guys were taken into the Nanostorm, what happened was, well, I don't think anyone knows exactly what happened with the storm without like integrating with it, which is fatal. But I think what happened is within like a year or so, said tech went down. There was like reports of, I don't know what city it would be, but the city with the headquarters of said tech, we'll just root it in like America even, because America's evil with capitalism. It maybe like in New York or something, there was a nanostorm passed across, the ocean or what have you, because we were kind of loosely rooting the other one in Calcutta, and swarmed against and basically consumed said tech's headquarters whole, which resulted in like a destabilization of basically the world, but was something that was good because we essentially drew parallels with said tech was probably the iconoclast, so essentially the automatics were able to take them out. And the parallels with Blade Runner, though, is 30 years in that future as well. I think global warming has taken its toll, as well as the city is sort of going to be like the Blade Runner 2049, where it has these huge walls up around it to beat back the water that is trying to consume the city. And at the same time as well is the temperature is quite changed. There's like snowing all the time in certain like parts of it. And I think that sort of technology that we saw in the Veil, where it would change the weather to human, whatchamacallit, basically make it like New Zealand now, I guess, to make it like regulate the temperature and make it whatever kind of temperature people wanted, I think is basically gone now, because it is, except for in really wealthy areas, which most people are not a part of, because stratification is even more intense now, and the city has grown up instead of out because of the environment. So, and just so you know, out of character, if you guys had taken out the Nanostorm, then I probably would have had said tech take over the world. So there you go. From extrapolation, so you did a thing. It was a big thing that you did it. But unfortunately, you couldn't combat global warming. Yeah.
Well,
but
shit.
It definitely would have been a much darker future, though, depending on what your decided outcome was. So that's good. Not unless it grows tentacles, yeah.
Go team.
And yeah, so picture a similar city, except it is instead of overbearingly hot, you are in the extremely cold season. Think like you're in Canada and it's snowing, instead of like in New Zealand apparently, and or Australia, and it's too hot. It is the opposite. So when you're seeing pedestrians and stuff on the roads, think of like a rustic punk. Think like Russian humor, cyberpunk. Russian wear, cyberpunk, not humor. And so, yeah, things that keep people warm, but the fashion has been extrapolated from that. So you would think like it's hard to describe since you don't live in Canada, but fashion still exists here even when we're cold.
I'm in New York. Trust me, fashion still exists when you're cold.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Think New York, except more. You need to keep more
Even warmer.
Yeah, even warmer, and for more of the year. That would be a good extrapolation. And yeah, and then at the same time you have the outskirts of I think Calcutta in the opposite direction of where the water is trying to bombard is will have the same sort of fields of old technologies, like people discarding cell phone refuse and ships and technology that don't work anymore and stuff like that. So it has gotten a little bit darker, even though the global conglomerate of said tech has been taken out. And then y'all just knitting. Apparently.
And drinking.
And drinking and cabling. Filthy muggles. Does anyone have their questions ready though? Or questions that they want to create about other characters as well that they want to talk about the other character with? Because if you make one about a character, a wise thing would be to let them know so they could play in the scene with you about it. That's cool if not, too. That's fine. You don't have to make it about another person.
I'm sorry, I'm falling asleep. That's that's why I don't have anything right now.
Well, that's fine.
I guess I selfishly just wrote 2 about myself.
That's fine too. Whatever question you have that you want answered should be the thing. It doesn't have to be a completely same design as the belief.
I mean, the second one I wrote in mind with the nemologist in mind.
Oh,
But
okay.
it doesn't necessarily concern Imani.
Okay. Cool. Well, do people need some time to think some up, and we'll just jump into the fiction, or? Alex?
I think I have 3.
Oh, wow, okay.
I really only kind of sort of have one, which is more of just a general, like, how did I get here?
Okay. Yeah. The nice thing about making it about the past is with it in your hand as you think it up, that's when you can do your flashback and then you're good, right? So
Yeah.
the way flashbacks work also is its own move in that you can just roll the die and you subtract the lower die from the highest one and add it to the emotion spikes that you roll, and then you just narrate the flashback. Otherwise, if you do it during a move, like let's say you try to neutralize somebody, you shoot them in the head, and then you have the idea that like I've shot someone in the head before. I remember this so clearly, right? Then you take the dice, the die result from that move, the neutralized move, and narrate the flashback and add the emotion spikes from that roll. So you're not doing it again. You just use the same roll. So if you got like, I don't know, a 2 and a 4 on neutralize, then you would add 2 spikes to that move in addition to the one that you just added for doing it. So there's a little bit of a cost in terms of emotion spikes for doing the flashback, but otherwise it's all player facing, especially if like, you know, if you roll a 6 and a 1, uh-oh, right? So, yeah. But at the same time, it's also simulating that emotional impact that the flashback has on you as well. Okay. So do people want a little bit more time out of the fiction to think up their stuff, or should we just jump in?
So the questions are about what again?
The question is similar to the beliefs. It can be about somebody else that you want answered. It can be something about the setting that you create to get answered, or just something about the setting that you want answered in general, like what corporation has filled the gap of said tech in the last 30 years or something like that, right? It could be like something like that, or it could be, something in regards to the way that glitches are oppressed. It could be, whatever you want to explore in the setting. And then the other thing is just your main objective or a current philosophy for achieving something that you want to achieve anyway.
I can use a hand with my third question.
Hmm?
Because I like the idea of tying it into like climate change and sustainability. So, and therefore sort of like tie the third question to the surroundings, but I don't know how to frame it in a way that's like, how can I get access to this counterculture that's like trying to like make sustainability a thing, or like maybe there's a particular corp that I need to try and take down to like
Well,
to try.
You can make that corp just with that question though, right? Like you could
Yeah.
just name a corp and say like, mini said tech needs to be taken down because they don't recycle.
Pretty
Those
much.
fuckers. Yeah. But you could also, if it's something that you want to explore for a long-term goal, then great, right? Because taking down a corporation will take a while.
Yeah.
But you could also just say, something about gaining access to that counterculture would be good. Like, in what way can I join this movement? What
Cyber
is this
Greenpeace.
movement? Yeah,
I have my 3.
cool. Okay, what are yours?
How do I take down the gatekeepers?
Cool.
What was the onomastic order's ultimate fate? What happened to Rebecca?
Where Rebecca at?
Where's she at? Because she's like the snake thing. What happened to her? And she was also really important to this person who used to be me.
Mm-hmm.
What happened?
Cool.
Yes.
Yeah, prime time to sell that cyber netware for sure. And with stickers, you guys could both make bank. Okay, and what about Abril? What are your questions?
I think with the whole like telepresence being merged with other people's consciousness, the first one would be like, who is controlling April? Like, is it April's own will? Is it other people's quick time events? Who knows? Next one was relating into the beat of politics. Is for what purpose was Section 9 created?
Mm-hmm.
Because like out of character, I still have no idea. Like who collected all these misfits in a team to take down humanity?
Mm-hmm.
And last one is this had to tie in with the why I didn't take cybernetics as part of the playbook. So I said, why did April become a catabolist?
Cool.
Like what happened in her past that changed her from like this supposedly regular human being to someone with spider legs for a face that rejects regular cybernetics.
Right. Seems fair. How did that happen? Let's learn. Cool. And Q?
Oh, the questions? Cool. So I have how did I die? Because I suspect that maybe it wasn't the Nanostorm. How can I become complete? Which I think is a bit vague, but I was trying to tie in the fact that as the apparatus, I was missing a lot of myself due to not having emotions. And then as a glitch, I have the emotions, but now I'm missing memories. So it's like, I'm never home.
Well, if you're changing to a new playbook and you have the same moves as that, you could still say that you need those memories too, right?
Yeah.
Depends what's interesting to you, though. Because you could still be the apparatus as well, right?
Oh, I see. And still like not have those states, or just not have those memories?
Like you could make it so that you still haven't unlocked those states, yeah, and use the move to unlock them and whatnot.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I like that. That's yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm still sad and powerful.
Yeah, or if you want to show people that retroactively with flashing back, that's fine too, right?
Oh no, now you've opened up so many possibilities.
I mean, it's been 30 years, so you could have unlocked all of them.
Well, but
in the
not
span of-
for you guys. You just like you died.
Yeah.
I think, right? Everybody died, and then you essentially got decanted only like a year ago. So 30 years
Oh,
have
okay.
passed, but you weren't alive
True.
for those 30 years, right?
But a year has passed. I think you've unlocked
Yeah.
like 2 states in the span of a day. So
Or maybe you're broken and you couldn't do it until now. I don't know. Maybe that's
Could
why
I- could
this
I-
story's happening.
Could I add like one extra state and then have a couple more to unlock?
Whatever you want, yeah.
Okay, cool. I'll leave it to me. I'll manage.
Yeah. In the interim, you managed to feel one feel. Yeah.
Yeah.
It
And then the
kinda-
third,
you
yeah,
had 3. You had 3 so far unlocked. Powerful, scared, and sad.
yeah.
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 Just
So-
making sure you remember.
Yeah, so whatever ones you want to have unlocked, you can have. And then if you don't want them, that's fine too. Just be aware that just because you've changed playbooks doesn't mean suddenly you have all the states, right? You're still the same person
I dig it.
like below the surface.
I dig that a lot for someone who's now into counterculture and is powerful, sad, and scared. Like,
Yeah. And it doesn't have to be like a year or two later or whatever, too. We could come in on you guys just like a month or two later or something. But for me, it made sense that it would be a little while later because Imani has set up shop and like it seems like some fiction must have passed in order for that to have happened.
Yeah. One thing that I just had a thought about is maybe like, so one of my I think a question I'm going to have is with regards to like, how did I get there? Why was I decanted? And I'm kind of wondering if maybe the person who decanted me was like a similar, like a mnemologist as well or something, and maybe either died or I killed them or like something, and I just kind of like took over for them, like took over all their stuff, and they happened to have like all of the memory chips from like the other team members or something like that.
Okay. Sure. Well, we can in the movie of this or whatever after the last episode, we can just say like 30 years later, and then it can be relatively,
And we can figure it out.
Yeah, it can be
flashbacky.
relatively close. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think now I've just had the realization that I'm going to be spending a lot of time at the wine bar trying to feel memories and feel feelings because apparently.
Oh yeah, that's an easy way to unlock them, right? Like
Yeah,
you can
totally.
just use all these memories. Like, I want to know what it's like to be X. Okay, here.
Go and binge on joy until I can feel joy. And then the third question I had is just how can I gain access to the grassroots? Because I kind of feel like that's a cool name for some underground grassroots sustainability
Cool.
organization.
Maybe there'll be some grass under all that trash.
Well, I can only hope.
And Imani, do you have something that you want to say too?
I think all I have right now is the why was I decanted one.
Okay. Sounds
I'll
good.
have to think about
Okay.
more than that later.
Cool. So in the fiction we get the like aerial shot with the time lapse of like 30 years later, and I think we get it from the view of that one apartment. Like after the nanostorm envelops you, it just is like an indeterminate amount of time after that. And I think we get like a shot of at least one neurochip like on the ground, which is like we'll say it's like a cylindrical thing that is maybe glowing or something like that, like has an LED that's on. And then suddenly we cut to like the city and it time lapses and we see all those things that I was describing with the wall being built, the weather changes, and the patterns like that going on in future Calcutta, which is probably called something else now. So we'll just call it future city, that without even like a place, just like the last time we didn't define where the place was. People who are like native to or seen Calcutta would be like, hey, that's Calcutta because of the skyscraper or whatever, the space needles there. But everybody else is like, what city could this be? And then why don't we do a couple of vignette scenes then, so that we can see your guys' characters in the city and what they're up to now, displaying what's up. Avril, do you have something in mind? Also, I had a question about it. You made it, like, from what I understand about the video game stuff, is are people like playing the video game, but it's your life, or are they playing a video game and you're streaming your life all of the time? Is that what it is? Like, are you?
Yeah, that was my plan. It was like streaming my life all the time, and when like things get tense, it's like, ooh, player interaction. Join in on the fun.
Okay. I like it, initially I thought it was like an actual video game that you helped produce and make or whatever, and those kids were playing that, and then they could be like hitting buttons and learning more about Avril the hero from 30 years ago or something like that. But instead, these people, it's kind of like a Truman Show type thing, right? Where they just like they plug in and they're like, oh, what's Avril up to today or whatever.
Wait,
is it like that?
Yeah.
Is it like
that's what I had in mind?
Is it like Twitch plays Pokemon, in which everyone is putting commands on? Oh my god, that's terrible. That is
well, like not all the time.
What is Twitch plays Pokemon?
It's basically it was a social experiment where someone put in Pokemon Red and people on Twitch would put in the commands to play Pokemon.
Oh.
A bunch of people, everyone at the same time.
Okay, so it like got voted on or something?
No, like it was chaotic as fuck.
Oh. So,
yeah.
Okay, so that'll be interesting.
Memes happened. Bird Jesus happened.
Okay, well that'll be interesting, because usually it's like in order to broadcast you need like to meet the 3 requirements, but instead yours is like being broadcast all of the time, right?
Oh, is that what it's supposed to do?
Yeah, usually you're like a news reporter and you need like a lead, the facts and the story, I think it is, and then you broadcast it. But we can, like, that's fine. It's just I think when something is exceptionally important is going on, then that's when you would roll your move, as opposed to when you're broadcasting the actual story, right?
Yeah, sounds good.
Also, so do you have a way of like dampening it or something? Because otherwise, won't people be like I bet some people would be super into it and being like, I'm on TV or whatever, right? But then like these people who are, on the DL might not be like, I don't want to be on Candid Avril Cam, right?
You give everything consent before you can broadcast that shit.
Yeah.
Maybe there's like a
sticker that shit,
like a few hours a week where I can just like turn it off.
Yeah. So
I can take breaks.
It is like on your. So it's at your whim that you do this, right?
I kind of want to play into the whole like my body is not my own, because other people have like made the slack and put me into it. Okay. So it's like if there's like a certain time I have to be broadcasting, but like every now and then it's okay to like shut it off for maintenance or whatever.
Okay.
So
why don't we have it that you lift the veil when you want to turn it off then?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Does that make sense?
So, quick question. Is it going to be anarchy or democracy if we're going by the Twitch plays Pokemon type of thing, because that will determine a lot of things about how your character acts.
I wasn't intending like 100% Twitch plays, just like
Oh,
as an
okay, good,
example.
good.
But
Good.
Is it just? I mean, my question is: are they just? If it's going to be like Truman Show-ish, is it just that they're riding along, as opposed to like telling you what to do?
it was like
So
maybe it
sometimes
was
they
writing
can
along.
vote.
Yeah, when like important things are happening.
Yeah.
So if like April's in like a fist fight, it's like, oh, quick, right hook, straight,
Right.
straight.
Or like option C, run away or something.
Yeah.
It sounds a bit like Beyond Two Soulsy as well in that capacity, where you're kind of just floating around in the ether, like waiting for shit to happen as the person taking care of Umbral, and then shit goes down, and suddenly like, I'm gonna protect you and stuff.
Yeah, that's a good example.
I don't remember that game, but I remember liking it. It obviously made quite the impact. So where do we find Abril? What is Abril up to? As like we'll do a short vignette scene for each person to get into the life of.
Oh goodness. Can I have some time to think?
Sure. Q.
So this is just like a snapshot of the life of like Q's life right now.
Yeah, or if you have a particular scene in mind, then go ahead.
I think it just like for a day in the life of Q, I like to think that she lives in a place that's maybe like a 1-bedroom apartment kind of deal, so very like studio apartment. Maybe the fridge is next to her bed, and it's like belly space for a bathroom kind of thing if she needs to use the bathroom. I don't know. But what stands out in her place is like this like all this glowing neon like knit wear, and like glowing neon knit is she like makes these creations on the side to sell at her cyber Etsy store for people. Maybe she does like custom fittings if like you compare enough money. And I think once she kind of gets like a bit bored of that, we see her like slipping on one of her own knit creations. The colors are very like blue and like indigo and midnight colors, with like pops of orange, trying to tie into like the only things she can feel are sad and fearful, and but then like powerful. So there's like little pops of powerful colors in there. So she slips that on, and then moseys on down to maybe like the wine bar for this evening to go and see money.
Cool.
I think that's roughly what she does in her daily life.
She always goes there. So as Amani is addicted to that other cybernetic, you're addicted to the memories.
Yeah. I think she likes to use other people's memories to try and feel things, but it's not going so well. Mostly she can only really tap into power, sad, and scared.
Cool. Shane, you have something in mind?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like kind of like day in the life would be like getting to the store by some kind of strange circuitous route, and the like getting the deliveries of wine. I think probably like I don't know. I feel like I see barrels instead of bottles, and I think we see that the wine bar is very dimly lit. A lot of kind of like red velvety kind of like feel. Lots of kind of velvet draped cubicle type things, and I think that's where kind of people drink and or like kind of have the memories. I think there's probably a bar of some sort. Whether or not I work behind it. Probably depends on the night, I think. And I feel like we're probably open pretty late, like 4 or 5 in the morning or something like that.
Does everyone that comes to this place like know that this is a memory place, or is there like everyone comes here for the restaurant and the wine and the cheese, but then in the back, the people in the know that shit's going on back there with the memories?
I don't know that everybody. I don't know that everybody knows. I don't think they do, but because of the privacy of like the booths and stuff like that, there's they're fully encased, and the only time they're not going to be in there is if they're kind of like, I don't know, they need to go to the bathroom or something like that. But I feel like everything is kind of blocked off enough so that they're not going to run into people or go into other people's areas and realize what's going on.
When customers come in to have the fancy at the wine and the cheese, they have like segregated little areas that they go
Right.
into.
Right.
Interesting. Is it like I remember I wrote I didn't write. I read an article. I did not write it on New York culinary stuff that was going on where people would do different techniques to get people really into food, and it'd be like sensory deprivation things. So the only thing like their taste was heightened. So in these booths, does it like are there different experiences and stuff too? Like is one of them is like you're blind and one of them is like different temperatures and stuff like that, or is it just like the purposes are just for privacy, but everyone's imbibing the same stuff?
I think it's mostly privacy, and I think that's kind of another reason why people come, is because they can be there and feel secure in that privacy.
Yeah.
Look, whatever people want to do in there, that's fine. I don't care.
Okay. So do they pay for the time of the privacy of the booth, or do they pay for the food?
They're paying for both, but they're going to pay extra for time and or I think there's probably like different levels of privacy.
Gotcha.
Like whether or not like sound is blocked, or like incoming outgoing communication is blocked, or any of that stuff. I think there's different levels.
So and in this short little vignette, we just see you like manning the place, basically.
Yeah, I think I'm probably kind of like going from like booth to booth, as it were, just checking on people, and if it's empty, maybe kind of like cleaning up a little bit or checking on the equipment, etc.
Yeah, is one of them like I just have this funny picture of you like one of the person is getting like a whatever you call it for ripping memories or whatever, and they like have drool coming down, and you just like wipe it, close the door, keep moving.
Maybe. I don't know about the wiping it part. I think I might just take a look and be like,
everything's going well.
Closing it again and seeing how much I'm charging them, and maybe increment it a little bit more for the cleanup.
Yeah, there's just like a gramophone and it's recording their memory, right? Right?
I don't know about the gramophone thing. I'm still thinking on that.
Okay, cool. Where do we find Miracle Tentacle?
I think it's there, since the gatekeepers do propaganda, you see some sort of veil wall, whatever. And then you see the poster or or image of whatever they're trying to sell to people at this point. And then you see empty just walking by and then surreptitiously putting a sticker in there, and then the thing goes away. like the whole billboard thing goes away, and it's replaced with tentacles and hope and stuff.
Is the graphics that you guys designed, is it like does it take advantage of the things the Veil can do, like make it seem
Yeah.
real and everything, or is it like pixel graphics, tentacles?
Both.
Like, oh, okay.
So you see tentacles in pixels, but you think the pixels are real because
Oh, interesting.
yeah.
Cool. Okay. And so is this like how you like mark your territory or something like that, or is it
It's
just a fun thing?
it's a fun thing.
Oh, okay. So is it do you target particular
Well,
veil boards?
yeah, I think the gatekeepers are a thing that are annoying, so I so I pester them as much as I can without actually getting in trouble.
Is the gatekeepers like is it a corporation, like is it a marketing firm or something like that, or
I
like a
think
big
it's
mega corp, or is it like an unknowable thing like the Matrix, right, where it's like
I think
nobody can
it's
be told
the
what it
same thing as
is
TED It's whatever took
as
over
far.
after them.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. So they
Yeah.
inherited it and
Yeah.
filled the void.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, and what about Avril? What is Avril up to without her throat?
It's a longing touch of a throat that she can't remember. But no, I think she's walking along, but walking along behind someone, like just down the street, and we see like out of the shadows in a nearby alley, like they come to attack the person, and and Abel jumps in to like defend them, and you see like a short scuffle with like the butterfly knife coming out and like stabbing at the person. And then after the shadow falls down, you see like Abel's hand like punch through their skull. And, like as Abel looks like horrified, it's like her hand closes around the neurochip. As like the person she was guarding just keeps on walking by.
So you like actually killed them then?
They actually killed them.
Like you ripped out their neurochip too?
Yeah. I think it's like
Damn.
the Abel was like, yeah, I can take this person, and like knocks him down. And then like you see her like horrified as the hand goes out of control.
Damn. So are you broadcasting on the darknet or some shit? Because I feel like, I think some cops might be watching me like, that's illegal.
Yeah, I figured like the people who created me, or the Slack, had like their own private network, and that's where it's streamed to.
Oh, okay. So they own your Slack, and they like your sort of repayment for this is that you make your body available to this crowd of individuals that vote on it, sort of like
Yeah.
Black Mirror-esque kind of, hey, when they were like, you can vote on if this person dies or not. Except, it ramped up to 11.
That's about right.
Cool. Okay. Interesting. Okay, well that solves some of the questions then, because I was like, maybe some police don't like this. But if it's on, they have to like tune to a specific station or whatever, right, to pick up Avril Day.
Yeah. The Avril
TV.
show.
Yeah, exactly. Where you can make her kill people for real and rip out their neurochips. So my question for you then is, do you actually kill the person? Like, do you crush their neurochip so they can't be brought back? Or do you just like rip out the neurochip and chuck it or whatever?
Yeah, I think it's crushed.
Oh, geez. Okay. A life died, and it was just some random person in the alley?
Yeah, someone attacking the whoever had hired April.
And they desired, and that was okay. And then they died. Okay. Bad guys. Yeah, Shane says in chat, bad guys. It's fine. Yeah, I think we hit this tangent last time, did we not? Okay.
We didn't give them a name. It's okay.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. let's see. I think then, well, what does your place look like, Miracle Tentacle?
It's covered in stickers because, of course, it is.
Like every physical space has just
Yes,
got stickers all over them, and are they all the same or all different?
they're all different.
Do
Every
they?
single one of them.
Is there since it's augmented reality, can they move from sticker to sticker and stuff too?
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
Cool. Okay, so what is your do you have an actual hacker rig and stuff like that, or is it all just up in the noggin?
It's just head.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I think maybe you're monitoring because you're an info broker, right?
Yeah.
Who would be, let's say, damn, all I can think of is stupid cyberpunk names. Let me look.
Stupid cyberpunk names.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was like Anchorage. I'm like, wait, that's from Neuromancer. But I'm not as smart as I think I am. I think Annette contacts you. Do you want to do the link move, or should I just introduce them?
How does link work?
The links move is you get to introduce the NPC essentially, and then we roll to see what obligation looks like.
Just introduce them.
Okay, so I think maybe you haven't worked. And that is let's see, looks like quite the fuck boy apparently. I'm just looking at random pictures and that's what came up. So they have blonde hair, blue eyes, and they have a really old school retro augmented arm, which is yellow and black and looks like something that you would wear if you played some futuristic sport like rollerball or some shit like that, right? Where, yeah, just like a futuristic jock fuckboy person. And they look really sweaty and clammy, and they only have partial video on, so it's not like a 3D modeled image. It looks like a 2D screen. It'd be the lowest form of communication in this environment. And so that they're trying to keep the communication on the DL by that, right? And right now I think you just feel your drive vibrating as they're trying to call you, and you just see their face, right? Because you probably have it set up so that it called display is blocked or whatever, right? Because you're a hacker. So so what do?
Alright, I pick it up.
They are gasping in breaths, and it seems like it's sort of Blair Witch project going on, they're running, and it has the shaky cam. And they say I've got some info. I heard that you're the one to come to. I need to get this out of my drive right now. It's causing me some serious heat. And they're running down some shitty alleyway or something. Maybe they pass one of the billboards that you stickered.
Alright. I want to meet me at the wine bar.
Wine bar, got it. And then it just clicks off.
Okay. So yeah, I'll be walking to the wine bar.
Cool. Okay. And it looks like Q, you're already going there, right?
That's the plan.
Cool. Cool. What kind of transportation do you guys take? Is there a relaxy taxi or something?
I like to think that the Healy thing super took off after
okay. Because essentially you wanted Heelys.
Yeah, I like think Heelys is still this subversive, maybe it's almost a bit too cool now. People are looking for even more subversive modes of transport to get around, but I think yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, Yeah, I picture like whatever public transportation is. It's probably um, like a subway that is on some grav lifts or something, but still requires like a pad to float on. And I think maybe the Heelys also use this pad, right? So you're like really like coasting off of the corporate's dime, right? Of supplying this energy or whatever it is to your Heelys. How about MT?
I think everyone's is gonna be Heelys. If we
Everyone's
had to
Heelys.
pick.
Yeah,
Everyone's gonna be Heelys.
yeah, I'm into it. Yeah, and another thing that Avril started tentacles and Heelys. Okay, cool. Let's see. I'm trying to see how Avril would be getting into this, but it's hard because you're always broadcasting. Oh, I know. I've got it. Okay. What does your place look like anyway? Are you like really rich and like affluent? Are you benefiting from this situation, or are they like allowing you to eke by an existence and have your slack in order to do this? What do you think?
Yeah, I don't think they're actually interested in like my personal life all that much.
Oh, okay.
Mainly like when action gets heated. I feel like it's just like some run-down apartment that I'm renting.
Okay.
Maybe I've actually gone back to like the old decrepit apartment block.
Are you
Everything
living
went
in the
down.
same block? That's sad.
I think
Okay.
it might be. Like it's
Okay.
like one of the few things remaining in my memories. So I'm like, it has to be important.
Well, did you rent the place and started living there and then had the memory removed and you don't even remember why you lived there anymore?
Oh my god. I don't even know.
you just rented the place. It's fine. No big deal. And then like every day you walk past that the room that is unusually dirty for no reason, right?
Yeah.
That was the safe house. Oh,
We dropped Shane.
he's gone. He's back. Probably just hit reload.
I have
or
no
something.
idea what happened there.
You probably hit Control R.
Yes.
You reloaded. So I think you're getting some respite from the after
After all
messing up
that.
this person and killing them. And I think that's when the audience clues into that everybody's slacks are a little bit different in that everybody has nano machines in them, and you see that your hand is like knitting back together, which is my version of you heal after some time, and now it makes sense because everyone has nano machines. Yeah, so your hands like knitting together Wolverine style or Logan style, whatever movie, right? And you get a ping on your drive as well. And your drive is just what I'm gonna call like your nebulous interface in this. And so you can get like an IM message from your drive. You can get a ping from it, all that kind of stuff. Any kind of social media stuff and communications, I'm just gonna refer to it as your drive. All right. So somebody G pluses you.
G pluses me. What are they saying?
they add you to their circles. Do you let them? But yeah, actually, so you get the incoming call vibration thing in your drive, which is inside your head. So that would be interesting.
It's buzzing slightly.
Yeah, it's buzzing just like your phone, right? But then at the same time as it buzzing, you also get a knock on the door. You've got it. Yes. It's not Meg Ryan, though. I can guarantee it.
Yeah, I'll go answer the door, I guess.
Okay. So does your door have any kind of like what you would call it, the eye slit things, you know?
I think it like there used to be one, but it's like broken and it's like nailed up a plank that I can shift out of the way.
Of course. Okay, so you open it up, and at first there's like nobody in the hallway at all, And I think you've had this dream before, right? Where you come out into the hall and it's really like it's like foggy and really dark and the lights are flickering because that's my version of horror. And you look down the way, and I think just 2 doors down is that really gross room that you always walk past, right? And then from the other side, somebody, like you're looking down that way, so your head is turned, and that's when the person that actually rings the doorbell like taps you on the shoulder. And I will put a picture in chat of what they look like. Hopefully it works. Sometimes Pinterest does weird things for me. If it takes you to just the board, it's probably the top left picture. But it is a woman with really dark skin. She's kind of rocking some Tron Legacy threads where it's like a cloak, but in the cowl it's yellow and iridescent and glowing. And it matches her eyes, which are glowing as well. Dark skinned, close cropped, like buzz cut hair, and looks a little bit intense. Does the picture work for you? Yeah. Oh, good. That's good.
Well, it's I got the board and it's up in the top corner.
Of course. Yeah. Cool. So, I don't think you've ever seen her before, but like in person. But you, as she says, "Hello, Avril," you know the voice. I think it's one of the people that you communicate with through your heads up display or your interface for doing your game, and they're the person that is like your remote. I think they essentially are the person who not they're kind of like looking out for you but are still at the whims of the corporation. They're sort of like your mod on your Twitch thing, right? But they're
Nice.
like,
I like it.
yeah, if people are super sexist, they will not have it. But at the same time, you both work for a company and you're enslaved by it, right? So they're not as insanely amazing or anything. But this is the first time that you've seen them. You only recognize them by their voice. And they grab your shoulder and lean in sort of like a conspiratorial tone, and they say that we have to go while the feed is off. What do you do?
I'll ask, go where?
That seems reasonable. If you let her, she's continuing to like tug you out the door and go with you. But she says that we need to get to what is the place called again, Shade? The wine bar? Is it just the wine bar? Yeah. We need to get to the wine bar. And you know all about this place because you've been excising your memories, right? But she probably thinks that you aren't aware of it because it's sort of like a underclass thing, right?
Right.
To everybody else, it's literally the wine and cheese bar or whatever, right? It's like, I'm not hungry.
Yeah, sounds good. I'll go along.
Oh, okay. Do you want to try to read a person or anything? Are you just like
Sure.
in for it? Or are you in for it? You don't have to, but it seems reasonable if you.
Actually, yeah. Like, I know we aren't going to any place dangerous, but I am intrigued.
Yeah. Okay. So how are you feeling?
There's got to be like something about confusion.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
under scared.
confused, scared.
Yeah.
Also, Maria, do you have a name for the gatekeeping corporation? If not, just think
No,
about it.
I don't.
Okay. Okay, just think about it and let me know when you have one, or I can come up with one if you don't want to.
Can you do that for me, please? I'm not good with names.
Okay, sure.
I got a 9 for, I'm guessing, probe.
Yeah, pro. I think so, yeah. Okay, so 9, hold 1, and you can use it during the interaction to answer question. But you're going with them?
Yeah.
Cool.
That's the one question I want to ask from that list is, what do you intend to do?
They intend to like save her life, but I think how you pick up on it is maybe, well, you were a hardcore badass assassin lady thing, right? So I think you see the same urgency superimposed on this person that you've given other people when you're trying to evacuate them. Maybe even have flashbacks to like Ayush, right, where you're like hitting him along the narrow tunnel or whatever to get him out of there with your Heelys, which is now taken off, and you did it before it was cool. Mm-hmm. Actually, instead of like pulling you out, I think she pulls you into your place, and then we go full on like Fifth Element style, where we go to your like balcony, and there's like a docked car there, and it looks like a typical like Blade Runner spinner thing, except it's like quite cheap and rusted and whatnot. Do you go with her, number one, and number two, do you go via this car, or do you also want a Healy?
I was thinking about this very hard, and I figured you, April, might use moon boots to get everywhere.
Moon boots? What does that mean?
It was like, I think it was like a 90s thing with like trampoline like substance in your shoes so you could like jump high.
So you trampoline places?
Pretty much. Like,
okay, so is it like you're running along rooftops and stuff like that, and like but like bouncing to them or something?
yeah, exactly.
okay, so healing is too cool, and you need to invent something new to get around. Okay.
Yeah.
And so, are you gonna tell her that you'll make your own way there then? And do this, or are you gonna go with
I feel
her?
like it's too important for moon shoes. I'll have to go with the car.
Sounds good. okay, and then we'll do like the sideways Lucasfilm cut to Imani. And let's say, unless there's a scene that you have in mind, Q, why don't we say that you're already there as well? Like maybe you're just walking in or something, right?
That sounds good.
Okay. And another question, Miracle Tentacle, have you brought anybody in on the information that you're kind of received from this person?
No, I think I just go there directly. If
Okay.
anything, I'll ask Imani for a room.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, why don't we say that you two arrive at the same time then? And you've arrived before this person, so you can try to set up or whatever. We'll just have the scene of you two walking in basically one after the other or close to it into Imani's place. And it's like, I don't know, what time of day do you guys think it is? It's probably night since nefarious stuff is happening, right?
Yeah.
People's lives are in danger. It must be nighttime.
I wonder if it's is there like a regular cubicle or something like that that you guys always use?
Yeah, just
Oh,
go straight
definitely.
there.
Okay. I think I will probably come by, see what you guys are up to. Take your orders, as it were.
I'm still waiting on one person.
Okay.
All right.
Do you do anything to prepare for this person too? Because you've never met them either, right?
I think I have my stickers ready in case anything happens. I have also weapons if anything happens as well. So
True. You can always
yeah,
sticker
just wait.
people. Fuck
I
them
got
up.
my sticker. Yeah.
Q holds up like the beginnings of a piece, like it might be a scarf, you can't quite tell, it's just the corner of like a piece of knitting. and it has like the barest amount of like hot pink on it. And she's just like, I need to crack happiness. Like I'm so close to cracking happiness. I've made so much progress since last time. I can do it. I know I can do it.
I know you can too. I think we might have one or two new things that you might be interested in. I think there's someone who won some sort of sports thing, and also something with I think a parent having a new kid, a first kid. Oh, and also a child who just got a puppy. So there's options there.
I think Q like looks a bit ashamed as you present all of these options because like these are not things that she's ever experienced, and she's sort of navel gazing at these really like saturated moments of happiness, and she's like, I mean, I guess I'll start with the puppy and work my way up. If I need it, it might be a long night.
All right. Pinot Noir?
Oh, that would be lovely.
It takes like a while to imbibe these memories, or
For Q it will. Like she'll be there for a while trying so desperately hard to tap into happiness that she can't feel.
Repeat.
Replay.
while getting drunk. I love this body. I could never get wasted before. Okay. Well, are you trying to trigger a move then with that?
Wait. You're happy drunk. You actually trigger your you actually trigger your happiness by getting drunk.
No, not by getting drunk, right? By watching, like actually experiencing a happy memory, right?
While drinking.
While drinking.
Yeah.
Sure. While drinking. Well, I'm just wondering, is that what you're angling for, or no?
If possible, yeah, I would like to angle for that.
Okay, yeah.
Because I know what emotion I'm gonna roll with it, and it's gonna be sad.
I'm sadly trying to get happy.
Aren't we all?
Yeah.
My moves.
And are you doing a move as well, Imani? For this, or is this just something like on hold that you have or whatever?
Good question.
Like, would this be the abyss is back for me?
Yeah, I think so, right?
Yeah, I don't know if this would be. Let's see here. And would this be helping?
It could be helping, yeah. Yeah, with just the you preferring up these these memories. Cool. Okay. Let's do that then.
Okay, I got a 4 because I.
Whoa. I don't think I can help you on that.
Yeah. So
maybe +1.
Okay. Yeah. Even with the +1, it wouldn't really matter. But I like the fiction of you guys doing this well. Well, Miracle Tentacle, I guess, is just waiting for their contact, right? So here's the interesting thing, though. For one of the options that Imani took, it sort of implies that they would have already known how to get here as well as too, right? Because otherwise it would be like secreted or hid away or whatever from them, right?
Well, so as I understood, the two options I took, one is that there are secret ways in, but I'm the only one who knows them, and I'm the only one who uses them. But the other one is like that there's some special invitation. And what I'm kind of thinking about is that maybe like maybe I now know that I know when people show up, and people who have like the special invite can just kind of come in, but the people who don't have the special invite like won't be able to get in until I allow them in. And so I think I can probably know when this person shows up and ask if this is the person who Miracle Tentacle is waiting for.
Okay, cool. I also kind of like that maybe your word or code or whatever changes each time, and it's sort of like a virus that spreads, and you know to whom it goes to. That would
Oh, I
be
definitely think it's specialized for the individual person.
yeah. So like
I
if
think attached to them basically.
yeah, so if somebody else is like my code word to get into this is this or whatever,
Wouldn't work.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So are we thinking that they know how to find the place, they just can't get into the place?
Correct.
Cool. Okay. So what does the exterior of this place look like then?
I think definitely some sort of rundown, I don't know, like noodle shop or something like that.
Okay. Is that what it looks like, or is that what people see when they look at it through the veil? Like, is it cloaked in this noodle house so people don't get clued into what it actually is, or?
I think it could be both. I think it's
Okay.
like where like no work was done. Like physical work was done to set it up on the inside, but it is the exterior is physically actually this old noodle place. Remember,
Okay.
I mean, Imani's very much like kind of all about the real to a certain extent, or at least like the vintage. So
Right.
I think she'd want it to. I think she probably like found this place and was like, oh, I'm just gonna do this because no one would expect like a memory wine bar to be behind like this noodle house, this decrepit, dead noodle house.
Right. Okay, well, I think this person shows up, whom I've described there, the fuck boy.
Yeah.
So what process do they need to go through? Like, how do you know that they're there? Is it like a waiting in line type thing, or?
I
probably
think
told Imani who it was also.
yeah. I mean, I think what probably happens is, I mean, I probably get some sort of heads up or something like that from cameras or whatever, near wherever the door is. And I think we may even see like one or two people like come through and just kind of like they can open the door and go through. But like this person tries to open the door and it just won't open. And maybe even and the other option might be that that there might be something veilish going on as well, in that like once someone has like an invitation, they can actually see the door versus other people can't see the door. But they know where like the actual location is.
Okay. Okay, well, this person like runs up and starts like, if he can see the door, then he starts beating on it. 'Cause
Yeah.
he like literally ran here from the place that he was calling from and is like sweaty and gross and like panicked and yeah, looks scared.
So MT, is this someone you're waiting on?
Yeah, let
All
him in.
right. So I do whatever it is, and I think he kind of the next time that he bangs on the door, it bangs open,
Yeah.
and
Right.
like he can come in,
Mhm.
and the door
Okay.
closes behind him. You may want to go meet him in the hallway and
I do.
help him find his way here.
All right.
Yeah.
I do.
I think he like grips onto whatever you're wearing and is like super desperate, and he's
Okay.
like, "Get this out of my drive."
What part specifically?
Like he wants you to maybe he's like, just to be safe, rip the last 10 hours off of me. I
Okay.
don't want any of this. What I know could get me killed.
Okay, Imani, can you do that?
And I think he'll offer up like 2 cred, and it's definitely an obligation thing.
Yeah.
Sure.
You both would get obligation on him
What's
if
his
you
name?
did this. Did I say his name?
No.
Anat. I think
No.
it was Anat or something.
Oh, wasn't? Okay.
Anat was the person with Abril, wasn't it?
Oh, no. Oh, never mind. I don't know
So
them.
no name.
Yeah. Let's do Verity.
Okay.
Where'd my notes at?
So yeah, I'll bring him into a not their cubicle, but into a different cubicle. I think I'll probably like bring in a cheap bottle of wine as well. And I think I pour them some wine, and like as they're probably like, what the hell is this? And then I'm saying, just drink it. And
Yeah, to calm the nerves, right? A tonic.
well, my thinking is that whatever it is that I use to take the memories out, like this has to be like whatever is in the wine needs to be in their system to do it.
Oh.
And it needs to be in there to kind of like allow the system to work properly, i.e. like someone couldn't steal my gear and use it without actually also having the wine as well.
Okay.
And
Right.
so they
Maybe it interacts with like the nano machines or something.
right. I think that works. And so like once they do this, then I can kind of like, I think out of like the folds of the like velvet curtainy stuff, I think something kind of like I pull something out and like kind of put it on their head, and it does its thing.
Cool. Okay. And is that a move?
Oh, I think it is. Let me see. Let me find it. Do. Yes. All right. Yeah, I guess that's Magic Man.
Mm-hmm. Get
Okay.
magicked.
Yep. When you have time and pull a clip from someone's memory, describe how it is you do so, as well as how you store the memory clip itself, and roll. All right, I'll roll. How am I feeling? I think I'm feeling peaceful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Everything's fine.
yeah, everything's pretty copacetic. All right, roll dice. Peaceful. Submit. Oof. No bueno. That'd be a 5.
Okay, great. 2 misses on the table. Okay, so
On a miss, choose 1. I do get 1. Yeah, I'm gonna have my own memory as unmodified.
okay. Oh yeah, then I hold 1 as well. Cool.
Yep.
All right. We'll cut. I think that'll be to when Abril is showing up. So does Abril have the invite? She seems like a regular customer, right?
Yeah.
You
Give me
certainly
her
was.
life, like, after every mission.
Not this other customer though, right?
Which one?
Like Annette, right, is with her.
Oh yeah, that's true. I would probably see Avril outside with them, and I'd probably do whatever needed to be done in order to allow them to come in together. Maybe it works if like they're like physically touching or something like that. They can both come. They can both come through.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So they come in, and you're doing your the memory clip action, and
Not in view.
so yeah, yeah. But I think wherever you're sitting is in such a way where you can view the outside still. People just can't
Yep.
view inward, right?
Yep.
Is what I'm thinking. So
Or at least for me, with heads up or something
right.
like that.
Well, I think Verity is getting his memory wiped, and he, like, we get from the viewer's perspective this look of like recognition and fear when he makes eye contact with Annette, and then it's wiped away, scrubbed from into your
Machine,
whatever your
whatever it is.
memory clip stuff is, yeah. And
Tape deck.
yeah, I think he goes from like completely panicking and freaking out for whatever reason, having seen Annette, to just like regular and fine again, and he just like slides the clips to you, and then I think that is when all hell breaks loose. I think as soon as you like you get the memory clip and everything, but then Annette raises a weapon and headshots Verity in the head.
Whoa. Okay. Did you
That's
spend hold?
I held the miss to do that, right?
Yeah. Wow. All right.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah. So Verity is down, and so what does everybody do? Q, you've just failed at taking it in memory, but the gunshot is like a large barking sound, right? Like Blade Runner style. Like it's much louder than it should be.
I sense that Zeno is probably going to come and do some harm.
Yeah, well, I think it's like a split second right after the guy gets headshot, though. So what are you all doing, though? What's the plan?
I'm taking my knives and throwing them. I have knives.
Yeah, that's a good segue.
Shrouded micro knives, one harm, close, infinite, disrupting, concealed.
Cool. Okay.
So I have that shit.
What is everybody else doing?
I think for Q, like you get is like this real awkward zag of like deep blue, and this otherwise like pinkish square is like fear just courses through her.
Okay.
And then she like just gets under the table and looks very scared.
Okay. Well, so but you were like an operative as well, though.
Yeah.
Do you have those memories?
Good question.
Because I don't think you would be just like a normal scared customer, right? If you had the same memories as everybody else. You were partners with Amani.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe our training does make it. I don't know. Yeah, maybe it's come back to me. I don't know what memories I have.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
All right. And Amani, what are you doing?
So, I'm going to let's see here. So I would like to somehow make use of my my move, paranoid enough.
Okay, let's see.
Once per session, when you would be surprised by something, you can tell the MC how you were not, so long as you also explain why.
Okay.
So
I would like to see that in this situation. It's an interesting time to use it, though.
I probably told Imani the situation that he was really desperate and he probably was gonna get killed over this. So,
well, my sense is that I probably, while he was like downloading it, I maybe kind of, I don't know, tasted it as it were, kind of like watched a little bit of it as it was going by, and as it was going by, I saw the person who I had seen also on my HUD with who had already let in.
Yeah.
But
It was like a moment after they were walking in, the screen, like the hollow screen or whatever, the liquid or whatever showed you their face, so you knew they were tied to it, and then bam, right?
Yeah. So I think
Cool.
I probably would have. Let's see. Now I need to find my other playbook, right?
Yeah.
Because I feel like maybe I can do something with. Oh right, I was always able to do that other thing, right? Right. I could absorb, I guess. That
Sure.
work?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, I guess I'm gonna. Do we piece them out? Yeah, I guess we'll piece them out. So, all right. I guess I need to roll.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think we see like from my point of view, I think we see like kind of in slow-mo, we like kind of see me turn and starting to see like blue kind of tentacles kind of flowing from me down towards where they are, and them like kind of pulling out the gun and firing, and kind of like I couldn't stop that, but I'm able to like kind of wrap onto them and hopefully not
Mm-hmm.
suck at this roll.
Yeah, you
Let's see
guys
here.
do like to fail so far.
So far, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm probably pissed at this point in time. Irritated more than anything else, I guess. Because like firing a gun in my fucking place, that pisses me off. So add and do 9, which means choose 2. All right. I'm going to not spike out that emotion myself, and I will completely. Oh, actually, yeah.
So you're
Right.
taking what they were feeling, right?
Yes, I'm taking what they were feeling, and I guess can I also fill them up on peaceful or no?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
So you don't spike out scared. That's what they were feeling.
Right. So yeah, okay. I don't spike out scared, and I'll spike out their peaceful.
Cool. Okay. And I feel like the person to act next would probably be Avril.
Yeah.
Who's quite close. So what do you do? This person.
Auto ass kicking turns on.
Well, for one thing, I wanted to know too is, does this mean that your telepresence thing turns on and people get to vote on what you do?
Yeah, I was thinking that. Like,
Well,
as I pull out my.
Or it could also be that when you come here, it like
is
gets
cloaked.
turned off. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
It
too.
might be that I just automatically like block anything in here.
It makes sense.
Yeah,
Right?
it's like
That would certainly make sense.
Yeah.
there's a clicking and whirring in my head. It's like it keeps trying to turn itself on again and again, but it just can't.
Keep trying to connect to Wi-Fi, but it keeps on failing.
Okay, so what do you
Yeah,
what do you do? You don't have to deal with a QuickTime event.
I'll ask like Annette, what are we doing? What do I do?
And she just got spiked out on peaceful, so I think she would say, now I have to really decide on what it's called, actually. Let's see. Actually, we'll just go with. Yeah, we'll go with. He's a sniffer for arcade tech, which we'll say, or not arcade tech, Inspire core, and they are the people that are the gatekeepers and golfed, took in the golf or whatever of SETTech. And then I think as soon as she would say that, I'm guessing the knives come.
Yeah. Like I don't think I had time to stop myself, so yeah.
Yeah. Because yours was a reaction too, like the person right beside you, brain splatter, which PS is not real death, right? Because unless their neurochip was also hit, which it was a headshot, so we'll see.
Yeah, I was probably feeling scared.
Mm-hmm.
So
And you're trying to neutralize?
yeah,
Cool.
and that's a 7.
Okay.
And I need to look at the neutralize move again.
Mm-hmm.
Hold 2. I want to suffer little harm and actually no, that makes no sense. I want can pinning their hand to the wall count as taking away an advantage as in their hand or
Yeah,
weapon?
and the gun
weapon.
too. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'll pin their weapon to the wall.
Cool. So what does that look? What do the knives look like? Are they like?
They look like old retro knives. It's just they're like you can't tell where I'm pulling them from, but I pull them from somewhere and then I throw it, and then the gun gets her gun gets pinned to the wall, I guess.
Okay. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
And Q, are you hiding?
Maybe Q's like came up from under the table, but I don't think Q like knows what the fuck's going on because she knows neither.
Maybe Q peaks. That's okay. Is there emotion that you need from this at all? It would be probably intense. You have scared already, though, right?
I am scared, powerful, and I'm sad. Maybe Mad's the one to go after since like I came here to try and unlock the mysteries of happiness and all this shit's gone down.
Yep. And I bet you would see plenty of anger on some faces.
Particularly in money, I imagine.
Yeah, well, I bet you Miracle Tentacle isn't in a Zen place at the moment. but I guess we already clarified that as scared as well, so.
Well, it was surprise, which I guess I maps to scared, so.
Mm.
I don't know.
Unlocked mad, please do that.
Are you mad?
Are you smad? No, be smad.
Sad at that.
Yes.
Oh my god, I've been rolling so badly.
What is it?
I got a 3.
Okay.
Does that feel anything?
Yeah, well, or you're like peeking at, I like the visual of you peeking out of this cube or cubicle or whatever, right? And looking at Imani doing this thing that you can't see, but clearly something's happening because you look over and the shooter's getting all like docile and whatnot, right? Then a knife pins their whatchamacallit, the gun
Crystal
to the wall. Yeah. And then I think I think, let's see, what do you start to see that would explain this? You start to see like the glow in her eyes start to glow like even more. No, I'm not going with a ball before you think. But it glows even more, which means that like there's some data output that is happening, even though it shouldn't be in this place because it's like a dampener field or disrupted or something like that, right? But then you start to see like claw marks sort of like ripples on her flesh as she turns her head as if something is touching her there and moving her neck. And then we'll cut there. Because I'm nice like that.
What the crap?
Always gotta have some tricks.
God, what's a cliffhanger?
This strange person showing up and being like, I'm here to save your life, and then immediately getting killed.
Yeah, you're fucked.
Well, you know, it's remaining mysterious, is it not?
So what are the questions? How are those resolved? And
questions are resolved in the same way. If you make progress on them, 1 XP, cause trouble, 2 XP, resolved, 3 XP.
I don't think. How do I take down the gatekeepers? I don't think that was. I think next session.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. And then everything else is no.
Okay. And everyone's marking XP as they fail, because failures are happening. Okay. Who else? Any questions to mark XP with?
I suppose I made some progress on like the who's control. No.
Who's controlling it?
Never mind.
Oh, okay. Excellent.
Okay. Oh yeah. Keep sending this by accident to like no, but it's got a different meaning.
Yeah.
Not X card, but still no.
I X card myself from asking that question. Okay. What about Q? Are you asking any, or did you make any progress on any questions or anything?
Maybe the one about how can I become complete? Because apparently it's not through other people's emotions.
It's true. I think you found that out twice.
Certainly not through happiness.
Not happiness.
Mm-hmm. And any other ones?
I don't think so. Because one of them is how did I die, which I don't think we really tapped into. And then how can I gain access to grassroots, which I also haven't.
And remember too, even on failures, you can still do a flashback using that same die roll.
Oh, nice.
Even if it's a failure, right? So you can piggyback on that, which, because inherently it would probably be a low amount of spikes.
Man, I'll keep that in mind for next time. It's a good thing to remember.
Mm-hmm. And Imani, questions?
No, not really.
Okay, cool. So yeah, we'll resolve this up to a point next time when I will probably cliffhanger you all again. Just kidding. All right, stop.